Yes, James Fritz, 271 Crutcher Road, Port Townsend, Washington. I was talking to a real estate friend of mine, and she said that only 2 parcels of waterfront property have sold. Now, I'm not aware of whether they had houses. I didn't ask whether they had houses on it or not, but 2 parcels. And she said all this talk about 150-foot buffers and things like that has really killed the market. And you can understand why. Somebody has a $2 million house, a couple hundred feet of waterfront property. What's it worth? Nobody knows. There are no comparables. You can't figure out what the value is of a property without having some comparables. If nothing sells, then there's no comparables. And what happens if somebody has a stroke or a heart attack and has to sell their property and move closer to their children or something of this sort? They're not going to sell it. Everybody's going to wait until they have some ground rules. If this is going to be tied up in lawsuits for years, so everything's going to be in a state of flux. And the one thing that I'm sure about, if somebody's going to spend $2 million on a piece of waterfront property with a beautiful house and things of this sort, they need to at least know what the ground rules are, if for certain, or they can't afford to buy it. If the $2 million house may only be worth $1 million, if all this goes through, or it may be worth $1.5 million, but nobody knows what anything's worth because everything's in a state of flux, and it's going to be for years.